makeup good, and action. All right, so I took my Model 3 Performance into Tesla service today. It had a few creaks in the steering wheel. There was a rattle here. The rear speaker, I think, was blown out. Had a blown out speaker from Chili's. So we had some issues. He goes, hey, we're going to put you in a loaner today. Are you cool with a Plaid? And I said, oh yeah. So they put me in a 2022 Model S Plaid. The value of these are very low right now. And they're not low because of high mileage or anything. They just appreciate a lot. So the value of these, I'll show you these. Right now, a new Plaid is $94,990. Check out this feature though. So if you click here and you go to suspension, the Plaid has an air suspension. I currently have it in very high. If you click the gear, it says persist until 15. If you click this, it's geofence active. So you have geofencing for the air suspension in the Model S Plaid. So for example, if you're coming into your driveway and it's really steep and you need the car to raise, it'll automatically remember that, whether it's a dip or a speed bump, whatever, the geofence air suspension has you covered. And I just think that's really cool. So I'm going to go over all the features of this car, what's good and what's bad about it. The performance is obviously absurd. And then show you what they cost on the used market, because for a car that has 1,020 horsepower, sub 10-second quarter mile time, it's a really good value. So we're going to go park and check it out. So this model here has the 19-inch Tempest wheels. So these are going to give you the most amount of range. On a Model S Plaid, that's 348 miles. Handy dandy notebook here. Now the other thing, let's take a look at a couple things here. First of all, build quality of these, not great. The Model 3s and Ys have all the build quality issues, in my opinion, hammered out. As I say, I dropped mine off for service for some issues. But this there's a couple things like this right here. So how loud that is, for these self-presenting door handles. I feel like that could be tuned. Again, this is a 2022 model. They're heavily discounted now because of depreciation. But these came with the yoke steering wheel only. So if I were to buy one of these, I'm getting rid of this immediately. And you can do that through Tesla. It's $700, and that includes installation. You can get a Tesla steering wheel installed, and then it's just the normal one. So that's good. The other thing you get in the Plaid model is that's the only way to get the carbon fiber trim here. You can see that is just absolutely beautiful. It goes on the upper dash and then along the center console here. And then you have this display in front of you, which shows you traffic, shows you your speed, various things like that, full self-driving technology. No shift stocks. You have your turn signals here, high beams, cameras, all of that stuff pops up here. And it's very easy to use. I just hate the yoke steering wheel. And they also have the carbon trim here, which is a really nice feature. Now, as far as the ride quality and all that stuff goes, and the active noise canceling on the cabin, it's excellent. Like, it has a really nice ride to it. I showed you the geofenced air suspension. That's a very cool feature. So what do these things cost? They currently cost, starting, there's one in Scottsdale, Model S Plaid, for $48,000, not a lot of miles, and there's tons of them in the 50s. Some of them have under 10,000 miles on them. And as far as a daily driver that could beat almost anything at the drag strip and can go 200 miles per hour with the track pack on it, it's an insane value, because at that price, you can excuse all of the little build quality issues and things, and you can fix a lot of it on your own or take it to Tesla service and they can address most of them. But overall, it's kind of shocking. And let me show you something else. So I'll open this door here, okay? And I'll go around on the other side. So Andrew is 6'3". He's holding the camera. Let me show you space in the rear, this MF. All right? 6'3", comfortably sitting in the front. I'm 5'12" in the back here. So I still have space. And because it has a flat floor back here, you're able to kind of sit like this. Look how much room my left foot has going up front there. So an incredible amount of space. And this has the same compute power as a PlayStation 5. So you can run Steam in a Model S and X. You have the rear display here with everything. You can connect Bluetooth devices and listen to something different than what the people in the front are listening to. You have the fully panoramic roof. And then in the back, the rear seats are even bolstered differently to keep you locked in the Plaid model. The center. How do you open this thing up? Am I stupid? I think I'm dumb. Oh, it's a little button here. Oh, look at this. Carbon fiber trim in the back. Alcantara. Does this have rear phone chargers? It can't, can it? It's charging! I didn't know this. So you have 2 phone chargers, Alcantara here. Look at that. Planet Earth in the background. It's a nice center console back here. So that's really cool. Something I didn't know. Do not have... These do fold down, but this is the... I don't know how you do that. But the center does fold down all the way as well. So that is a really nice feature. Surprisingly, no pockets in the back here. That's kind of weird on a luxury vehicle like this. That's kind of surprised by that. Alcantara roof liner all through the car, so that is beautiful. Gives it like a plush feel and a more premium feel to it. This also has brand new tires on it. That's nice. And a lot of people forget, again, the Plaid has carbon fiber spoiler. It says Plaid on the back. The newer ones have the Plaid badge. You also forget this is a hatchback. So you have, again, more Alcantara trim on the trunk cover. So that's really nice. But also, you might have noticed I got the new shirt on from INTOTHEAM.com. This new collaboration I did with them called Golden Transit. You got Spaceman here. He's being self-driven into his space station. So yeah, INTOTHEAM.com has obviously been an excellent sponsor on my channel. This is my 4th collaboration that I've done with them. I thought you guys would like one like this. These are the ones that have sold the most with the big print on the front. So go to INTOTHEAM.com and use code Gjeebs. You'll save 10% off your Golden Transit purchase, and I will have a link directly to this t-shirt in the description. So again, INTOTHEAM, they're basic t-shirts, they're basic hoodies. I wear all of their stuff in my videos. It's excellent. And if they have a sale going on, you can stack code Gjeebs. If you get 50% off with code Gjeebs, then you get 60% off. So INTOTHEAM, thank you for sponsoring this video. Thank you for continuing to do these collaborations with me. Kind of a cool t-shirt. And let's get back to the video. Now, this has a ton of space back here, and this is magnetized too, so there's no clips or anything. Just goes like that, sticks into place. If you want to fold the seats down, tap that, and it releases. I thought it would throw it forward. Yeah, so that releases, and you just have a ton of space. And the carpet in here is nicer than what comes in the Model 3 and Y. I just took delivery of the new Model Y and thought the carpet was on par with the S. After seeing an S, it is not. The S still has a nicer material on the inside to it. This is actually nice. It's a black skid player. Like, that's really nice. And then down here, you have a huge storage compartment as well. So there's just, again, the efficient use of space in Teslas is excellent. Even Lucid, incredible use of space in those vehicles. So that's all really well done. Again, hit the button, automatically closes. And then around the back of the vehicle, I think the Model S is a really good looking vehicle. And the other thing that people forget about, if you were to buy a Mercedes E-Class, for example, you could maybe get an E-Class for $30,000 or $40,000 used, right? The problem is you have very expensive maintenance that comes with that. It's still a heavy vehicle, so you're going to run through tires approximately the same amount, but then you're going to have brake wear, spark plugs, oil changes, transmission fluid, filters, all that stuff. Whereas in this, you do almost nothing, and it has an 8-year, 150,000 mile warranty on the battery. That's why I think these are such a safe play to get on the used market, because if you get something, again, like a Mercedes, you're not going to have that factory warranty on the engine. That's most likely going to be expired. This, 8 years, 150,000 miles on the battery. So if it falls below 70% of its original capacity, you're going to be able to get a free battery replacement. And you can drive it pretty much worry-free to 150,000 miles. And to me, that's like a no-brainer. I don't know why you wouldn't consider that. And the other thing is, people are like, oh, Teslas are losing their value and everyone's dumping their Tesla. And I look, there's like 150 of these for sale across the whole United States. So I think the Model S Plaid is an excellent value, but let's actually take it for a spin here. Another thing I wanted to show you, and this is what was that move, huh? My brain said, oh, we need to go in the back, and I almost dove in the car. All right, let me show you this. So the windshield in this thing has what I call, what's it called? Vape exhaust. what's it called? Vape, you know, it leaves that cloudy layer on the windshield. So anyways, you vapors out there, you need to clean the inside of your windshield. It gets all foggy. So what I use, if you hydrosilix, I've used this stuff for years. It's a ceramic based window cleaner. So it works like any other window cleaner, except it leaves a ceramic layer behind, which will give dust and water and whatever hits your windshield a harder time to stick. So you can use this on the interior and exterior, and you can use it on tinted windows, no problem. Just spray it on. Use the fuzzy side of the microfiber to spread it around, right? I can smell some barbecue. It smells like a ski resort up here. And then use the plush side to buff it out. So you can do that on the interior and exterior, and I'm probably the only person in the country when they get a loaner vehicle that I actually clean it and wipe it down. I don't know why, it just makes me happy. It's my that's my happy place. So for the interior, just spray it directly on so you don't overspray onto your car, and then wipe down the inside and ultimately stop vaping. But you know, I'm not your dad, and that's that. So yeah, I just saw a huge layer of vape off gassing, vape plastic on the interior of this and wanted to clean it off. And you can use code Gjeebs March to save 25% off at hydrosilix.com. That's off of everything. That's better than their Black Friday deals. So Hydrosilix, spring is here. Get some at hydrosilix.com. How many more ads can we put in this video? Let's put another one in. This is the Fantic vacuum here. So with this vacuum, it's excellent. I don't know what all of this is. I think someone was moving drugs in this vehicle before me, but they had this stuff all over the cabin camera and it fell down into the center console. So yeah, you can get this on Amazon. I'll have it linked in the description. I make commissions off the Amazon links. It helps me out. So yeah, I always try to bring you guys the best accessories because there's so much out there. So I look for obviously a quality accessory and then someone that has good customer support. So this thing is excellent. I found a perfect use for it. I use it a lot on road trips with my kids because there's Cheerios go all through the car. Or you can just buy a Chrysler, whatever the minivan is. They have a built-in vacuum. So you can either buy that or buy the minivan. It's up to you. Let's take this thing for a spin and see how it is. So driving the Plaid is obviously, it makes everything feel ridiculously slow after you're done with it. I mean, it's just, and you hear the car, you hear it all like creaking and bracing because of the amount of power it has. And with Tesla's drivetrain, there's one thing about having a ton of horsepower, but putting it down on the ground is hard. And Tesla doesn't get enough credit for their traction control system and how much power it actually puts to the ground. But you can hear the whole car like, oh no, here we go again. It rips. Now this, the yoke, I don't know. This display in front of me, I don't know. I don't mind it. But it just shows like the full self-driving, like the traffic. So the car's driving itself now. You just click that and you sit here and it can drive itself. I don't know that it's really necessary, but on a higher end car, people do like that. So I guess it makes sense adding a more luxurious feature. But again, I've gotten used to not having it, and I don't think it's really that big of a deal. This display is nice. It's 17 inches compared to 15 inches. Not that the 15 inches wasn't enough on the Model 3 or Y, but it is slightly bigger, and it can tilt the screen. Let's see if it'll work on a voice command. Tilt screen toward driver. I was going to say, if it knew that was impressive. Tilt screen. Screen tilt. I'm selling my Tesla. Better not understand that command. Yeah, so I think that there's a lot of small luxurious features on the S and X that I think are cool. But ultimately, yeah, the screen up here doesn't really do anything for me in terms of like, oh, I really wish I had that. I don't really care. I just wanted to have a round steering wheel. That's pretty much the update that I would do. It has full self-driving and autopilot, which are excellent. And if you're in a state like Arizona, if you find one of these on the used market, private sale, like Facebook Marketplace, or just filter by private seller, you don't have to pay sales tax on it. So that saves you thousands of dollars. And potentially the previous owner might have full self-driving or whatever. So you could actually get an insane deal on it. And the way I look at full self-driving, it's like having a cheap full-time chauffeur. It'll do 90 to 95% of the trip for you. I just turn it off when I'm actually in the location. And then you just got to play with the settings to figure out what you're most comfortable with. But it is by far the best automated driving system out there. No one has anything remotely close in the United States. It's really good, and it keeps getting better. So, yeah, Model S Plaid. We'll do a rip here. We'll do a rip. I mean, it's like the most absurd thing. And actually, the yoke is nice when you rip it because you just kind of hang on here and let her go. But you can feel all four tires kind of breaking loose, and the car is very composed despite the amount of power that you eject out of the Duracell batteries in this thing. So the other thing people might wonder about is how does this compare to a Model 3? Because the depreciation has brought these, and especially the long-range models. The long-range models are still incredibly fast and have all the features these do, but how does it compare to a Model 3 or Y in terms of ride quality? The truth is they're not that different anymore. The old 3 and Y were stiff. This with an air suspension, and the tire pressure, I have it checked at 42 PSI, like that's all good, and these are brand new tires they have on this. So it doesn't feel that different, which is a testament to the quality and the R&D that they've put into the new 3 and Y. So if you're wondering about that, you're really not going to feel much. It's just if you want a fully adjustable air suspension, the 3 and the Y don't have that. That's part of the upgrade going to an S or X. Now, if you want to see what it's like driving the new Tesla Model Y, I just took delivery of the 2026 Model Y Juniper. The Juniper model is a 2026 model. People argue with me in the comments like they have one. But it's a 2026. It's out. I got one, and you can check that video right here. It's going to be really helpful.